Okay, so we got a video from resident Daily Wire degenerate. Resident Daily Wire dickhead. A Ben Shapiro stooge. Michael Knowles. Now, Michael Knowles is he claims to he claims to be a Catholic. I'll give it to him, because low-key, he's more of a theologian than me. I'm a Catholic. But I don't know, there are a lot of these Christian conservative type of dudes that are really just like dickheads. Like shockingly like mean, cruel. He's kind of one of them. Like, if you like, to me, if you claim to be a Catholic and you're about the death penalty, you're like, yeah, death penalty, A-okay in my book. I look at you kind of like, huh? But then you're also pro-life. I look at you like, huh? I don't understand how you square how you square those two things away. And Michael Knowles is one of those types of dudes. I got a video here talking about how he feels about trans people. So here we go.
That I call to ban transgenderism entirely. I made the point.
Already. That's a crazy statement. I don't even know how you do that. I don't even know how you do that. I mean, look, if you're talking about like the movement, okay, I understand. But when I hear that, I just think like you just want to ban the psychological condition of being trans. I don't know. But I'll keep on playing it.
That if you want women to have their own bathrooms, women ought to be able to have their own locker rooms and not have to look at gigantic, gross men while little girls are getting changed.
That's mean. That's mean.
Those things, you have to ban transgenderism entirely. It's
Okay.
not enough to say, well, you have to wait until you're 12 or whatever people are saying now. It has to be the whole thing, because if men have the right to behave as women and identify as women for purposes of public life, then women can't have their own spaces. And we as a society cannot have our own standards and norms, and we're not allowed to live according to reality.
Okay. Now, listen, essentially what he's saying is he doesn't believe that he's focusing on trans women because nobody gives a fuck about trans men. Essentially what he's saying is he doesn't really believe that trans women are women, which is a normal point of view. It's there's a lot of people that feel that way. We still haven't gotten to what he means when he says ban transgenderism. You know, he's saying that people are saying, oh, we gotta wait until 12, and he's laughing and scoffing at that. We still don't know what he means when he says that, but I guess we'll see.
We have to live according to the delusions of these troubled people. And I think we, the people, have a right to reality. And I think women have a right to their own spaces. And so that means you got to ban the thing entirely. And oh my goodness, what these people say. They said that I was calling for the extermination of transgender people. They said I was calling for a genocide against, I said, what? I must have missed that part of my show. When did I say that? I don't know how you could have a genocide of transgender people, because genocide refers to genes.
Genocide refers to genes. Genocide refers to genes. You know, actually, I thought about this. I think he's right. Oh. Here we go. So he's right. Genocide does refer to genes. But then you can also culturally genocide people. So, in my mind, like, because I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, could you genocide a religious group of people? Like, if they decided, oh, we're going to kill all the Catholics, would that be a genocide? I'm like, not really, because it's like a belief system. Like, if you killed all the Catholics, half of the rest of the Americans, like, if you killed all the Catholics in America, half of the rest of the Americans could just switch to Catholicism the next day, and voila, you haven't killed all the Catholics anymore. It would be a tragedy. It'd be, a crime against humanity. It'd be, an assault on people's free speech and freedom of religion, but like it wouldn't be a genocide. But it could be a cultural genocide, like if you purposefully try to destroy or keep people from engaging in practices and all that kind of stuff, worship, all that kind of stuff. You can jack that as a cultural genocide. But even for trans people, that doesn't even apply, because being trans is just a mental condition. It's like if you it's like it's like if you killed all the depressed people. It's like, okay, I mean, there are going to be more depressed people, so it's not like you didn't really get rid of the issue of depressed people, one. And two, being depressed isn't even really, like, it's just like a mental, psychological condition. It's not something for like a group of people to rally around or identify as in any type of like protected class kind of way, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I kind of don't buy the idea of like a trans genocide. It sounds stupid. It sounds like I'm gonna come up. Maybe I am transphobic. I don't give a fuck. It sounds like people trying to build an identity around their mental illness that doesn't even really exist.
It refers to genetics. It refers to biology. And the whole point of transgenderism is that it has nothing to do with biology. That's what the transgender activists say. They say, forget about biological sex. My gender expression doesn't have to have anything to do with my biological sex. Okay, well then there can't be a genocide. That refers to genetics. But furthermore, nobody's calling to exterminate anybody, because the other problem with that statement is that transgender people is not a real ontological category. It's not a legitimate category of being. There are people who think that they're the wrong sex, but they're mistaken. They're laboring under a delusion. And so we need to correct that delusion.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so he denies that it's a genocide based on the point that, one, I forgot what I was going to say. One, it's not a genetic category, right? And for it to be a genocide, it has to be like an extermination of some sort of like genetic trait. I don't know if you could jack that. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. And then the other reason why he denies that it's a genocide is because it's not a real ontological category. I don't know. You can kind of construct a category around any perceived trait, and if they want to construct a category around people who believe that their gender identity is different from their biological sex, that is a real category. I would just say that's not really a legitimate category. But I think I would say that it's not a legitimate category because I think that transgender people are mentally ill. Yeah. Like, race is like a legitimate category. It's not, but it is, because people recognize it as one. I guess it's just that he just doesn't recognize the category as being legitimate. And I think to a certain degree, I don't either. It's like, the way I feel about trans people is like, you're crazy. But I think it's fine to be crazy. As long as you're not hurting anybody. Well, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. You can hurt yourself if you want. You know, plastic surgery is still legal. You can get plastic surgery if you want. I think you should be allowed to get plastic surgery. You want to cut your dick off? Maybe not. I don't know. If you want to cut it, if there was a category of people who were like, I should only have one arm, or I should only have one eye, like a bunch of people who watch Futurama and they just really like Leela, and they're like, I should only have one eye. Would it be fine for doctors to just start cutting people's eyes out? People who have healthy eyes just cut their eyes out because they just feel like they should be a cyclops. Like, I don't know if I would jack that, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But for some reason, it's different. Maybe it's just not worth the headache. And for him, he's willing to do the fight. I'm not willing to do the fight. I don't care that much. You want to cut your dick off? Go ahead. Go ahead, man. I would maybe go to therapy, not the gender affirming kind. Actual therapy. You go to therapy first. Niggas go straight to cut the dick off. Go straight to the hormones. I'm not gonna fight you about it, man. I'm not gonna fight you about it. Anywho, listen. This video is okay. Little mean, little cruel. But I get it, because I hate transgender ideology with a burning passion. I don't hate trans people. Yeah, I don't hate trans people, but I hate gender ideology with a burning passion. So I understand why he's going so hard. He feels like he's got to push back against the tide. I probably wouldn't go this hard, but the whole trans genocide shit is pretty cringe. Like, in my mind, I just go like, so let's say all the trans people were actually rounded up and murdered, fucking 1942 style, right? Germany style, Nazi style. Let's say that actually happened. There would be more trans people. You know what I mean? Like, if they rounded up all the black people and they killed them, that'd be it. There's just no more. It's no more black people. See you later. You're done. They're gone. That's it. Because transgenderism is not like it's not real on a genetic level in the same way that being black is. It's just like a mental condition. Same thing with like being depressed. Anywho, thanks for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I got more coming your way. Peace out.